Listen to this. The West Tigers enter the field in 17th position on the ladder. You would swear they are finals bound. The reception they are getting here tonight, Lachlan Galvin, as we said, played his footy just literally up the road. The Eagle Vale St Andrews Magpies as a junior. Here he is in round 27 at Campbelltown Stadium, and the hottest ticket as far as rookies in the NRL in 2024.
Yeah, down at ground level before the game, he ran past Benji Marshall. They gave a bit of a high five and a wink, and Marshall absolutely sort of really backs this young kid in and plays a real risk versus reward style. And I tell you what, this year he's delivered for the Tigers.
Both teams with 6 wins and 17 losses coming into this one. It's Spoon Bowl 24. We are underway through Appy Coruscant. Third time in the NRL era, the wooden spoon has been decided. The final round with 2 teams in last and second last facing off. Brendan Hands from dummy half comes across to a former Tiger in Kelma Tuolangi, to another former Tiger here in Joe Offahengawi, and he'll play it just inside the Eels 30. Cartwright on this right-hand side, good tackle down low. Latufe Inu was there, working with Stefano Uta-Ikamanu. And now Offahengawi once again, back towards the halfway line. Good meters here for Parramatta in this opening set of 6. Hickey Ogden, as did last week, named on the bench, but in the run-on team for Trent Barrett, as the kick from Dejan Arce will go down here to Heath Mason. Plenty of chasers there, and they stop the teenage fullback at the Tigers 20. The kicking game of Dejan Arce was very good last week in that win against the Dragons. His combination with Dylan Brown, especially early on, helped supply plenty of points. We'll see what they've got here tonight as the Tigers work it away. And this left edge, Ainu here, driven backwards a long way. He'll play it here just outside the 20. Plenty of enthusiasm from the Eels defenders in this opening set without the ball. Uta-Ikamanu goes across to Galvin, safe half with the ball ready for an offload. Mason was there pushing up, but this will be the last. It'll come across to Galvin on the right-hand side of the field. Kick down the narrow channel to Clint Gutherson, who'll bring it back. And the Tigers have done well to make Parramatta work it away from inside their 30. Here is Mike Acebo. Let's go downstairs to Matt Russell.
Warren Cooper, good evening as the sold-out crowd continues to file in. They are perfect conditions here. So warm in Western Sydney this afternoon. The surface was actually sprinkled for most of the afternoon. Still, it's a fast track. They combined for 33 points, these teams, back in round 4. You wonder how many they pile on tonight.
17-16, a game won by the boot of Aidan Caesar as the Tigers stunned the Eels early in the season. Last play here for Parramatta, hands at dummy half. Comes across to Brown, who will grub her in behind them. Awkward one here for Mason, who needs to get to the ground quickly and does exactly that. But the Tigers to work it away here from a corner of the field. A couple of very tough carries coming. Junior Tupou has been hit there by Bryce Cartwright. Contact cleared by the on-field officials.
And both teams doing all the right things to open this game. But imagine it's going to open up soon because both teams put a lot of energy into attack, not so much in defence. Here's the shot and the replay. Good defence. And this is what I'm talking about. Every time there's an opportunity, I think both teams need a strike tonight.
The Tigers get a chance here. Some interference in the play of the ball there from Hickey Ogden on Josh Folletti, playing just his 3rd game in the NRL tonight. And his 2nd for the season. What an occasion to be called back into the top grade with what seemingly feels like so much on the line, trying to avoid their 3rd straight wooden spoon. Up very quickly on Isaiah Papali'i. The contact was strong again. Joe Offahengawi might have hurt himself, in fact, in that contact as Galvin on the right-hand side. Mason! Little outside-inside ball. Safe half. The pass looked good. Mason, though, has put it down.
Yeah, the Tigers showing their hand 4 minutes into this contest. They go to the trick play. Out to the right-hand side on the second play. This is the shot here on Isaiah Papali'i. A couple of big contacts early from Parramatta middle forwards. And the out to in play there, trying to get in between that gap inside there of Dejan Arce.
10 seconds.
The Tigers show their hand early as far as that little play on the right-hand side is concerned. No score as yet, just over 4 minutes gone. And the Eels to work it away through Offa Hingawi. Played here just short of the halfway line. Signed through to the end of next year is Offa Hingawi. Campbell Gillard, likewise, contract with the Eels until the end of 2025, but hot tip that he might be joining the Dragons next season should they be able to work out a deal. It's Tuolungi, pops it out the back, hands now, looks to his outside. Dylan Brown is there, little in and away, good tackle by Latu Fainu. Gutherson, quick pick up from dummy half. For Hingawi, the Tigers will find themselves in trouble if they can't control the speed of these play the balls. Just outside the 10, the Eels deep on the attack. Cartwright, quick ball to Penasini, who puts it down.
Knock on, field of play.
That was a poor option there from Bryce Cartwright. There's more defenders than attackers, and he's decided to go down a short side and just throw a pressure pass. No opportunity there for Penasini to do his thing. Strange option there for Bryce Cartwright.
Bounced off the chest there of Penasini. Cartwright just asking him whether he wants it hands up or hands down. Can you be that accurate with your pass?
This is what I'm talking about. Penalties, errors, whichever team is going to capitalise on most of the opportunities they get given is the team that's going to win here tonight. An important game for both clubs.
Now Mason a shift. Sevo coming up very quickly has knocked the ball down. The referee caught unawares on the wrong side of the scrum there, or the other side of the scrum, and for the moment this will be referred as a no try, but the replay will be interesting.
Yeah, the Tigers trying to go around Micah Sevo off the first play at the scrum. It's going to depend whether Mason gets his pass away or it's knocked down by Micah Sevo. Which it is.
And the ball left the hands there of Heath Mason. Trying to fire a ball out to Charlie Staines. Just watch again though, but some separation just there.
The ball is originally passed backwards from the Tigers and then it's knocked on by Micah Sevo. We have a decision.
Certainly knocked it on there as he got back to his feet trying to clean up as well. So nervous moments early on for Heath Mason, playing just game 7 of his NRL career.
Bit of a mindset of the Tigers too. An error with the out to in play on their first attacking set, this time off a yardage scrum. Trying a little trick shot on the short side, get around Micah Sevo. So they're going to back their skills here tonight, the West Tigers.
So if you do it once, do you try it again? See if they catch him out again, or does Sevo just hang back?
They're coming the opposite way.
And coming out to this left-hand side. It is Folletti who will work it forward. 3 former Manly Warringah Seagulls, Harold Matthews players in this team tonight, including Late Fainu. Today in the halfback role for the injured Aiden Caesar. Oh, another ball put down here. Well, Tigers just can't get through a set to begin this game. Uta Ikamanu, who is Melbourne Storm bound next season, puts them under pressure right here, and Parramatta showed last week they can score points. Tigers are challenging this. Never like that in the opening 10-20 minutes of the game.
The only thing it can be is that it's been raked out.
Carry here. There's the ball there. Oh, it's a loose carry. There's the ball away from his body off the back of the
Just look at the actions here of Brendan Hands. He's affecting a tackle and just merely gets bumped off. It's a loose carry from Stefano. The challenge is unsuccessful.
I guess it was always meant to be. Right to the death. In Spoon Bowl 24, the Tigers would challenge early and waste it.
A very strange decision there from on-field leadership to go after that, but I like what the contact and the physicality has started, particularly from the middle forwards of Parramatta. We've seen a couple of big shots, and that time then, the shoulder contact on the ball, dislodging the ball from Stefano.
Craig Bellamy just made a note in his notepad watching tonight's game. No challenges allowed by Stefano Ikamanu at the Storm in 2025. Here's Penasini, goes inside the red zone. His hands waits at dummy half. Another chance for the Eels here. close range. Ogden in front of the uprights. Plenty of depth on that left-hand side here for Parramatta, and that's where they go. Assey to Brown. Bypasses Gutherson. Quickly through the hands of Blaze Talangi. Across to Micah Sevo. You can't keep giving them chances. The Dragons found that out last week, and the Tigers do here this evening. After 7 minutes, Parramatta 4-0.
Yeah, the Tigers have only got themselves to blame for being behind the try line. 2 errors from their last 3 sets. And the fact is, the Parramatta start physically, defensively, shift the ball over the left-hand side, and just watch the power here of Micah Sevo. He is one-on-one with Charlie Staines. He doesn't step. He doesn't even put his fend out. He just gives him all the body shape, bumps into him, bumps through and over Charlie Staines to score that try. And when Micah Sevo was arguably one of the best wingers in our competition, he was doing that for fun on the left side for the Eels.
Brought up his century as far as tries in the NRL is concerned last week. That's another one here, an amazing strike rate for try scoring per games played. And against the West Tigers, he fancies himself with grabbing a couple of 4-pointers as well. 103 tries now in the career of the Fijian. From out wide, Dejan Arce here on a pristine playing surface at the end of a at times 34 degrees day in this part of the world. It's cooled off somewhat now, but classic conditions. Some free-flowing rugby league. Assey to try and make it 6 points to 0. Strike looks good. What a kick to get things going. The Eels well on top at 6 points to 0.
Parramatta get reward for more than 90% of the territory to start this game, and that man, Micah Sevo, now 10 tries in 10 games against the Tigers, the most by any Eel. He's also scored in 5 straight games against the Tigers, something he's also done against the Broncos. Now, Micah Sevo's future as an Eel, a little uncertain. If they could play the Tigers every game with a record like that, they might be looking to lock Fiji and Micah Sevo up long-term wise.
They might well do. On contract until the end of 2025. Have an unhappy current campaign. Injuries and also suspension. Oh boy, off the back of the try to Sevo. Api Coruscant kicks it out on the full. The Tigers, they're in all sorts of trouble here.
Error after error. That's not even a slight miss. He's missed that poorly there, Api Coruscant. The reason why Micah Sevo was able to score that try was because of the back-to-back errors that the Tigers made. And now they're going to go to work here again. So defensively, the Tigers under pressure.
Not that any of these players in the Tigers lineup were playing back in 2011, but this feels like the biggest game they've played, maybe in 13 seasons. They haven't been in the finals in that time. Penasini, here they are trying to avoid the wooden spoon for a 3rd straight year. Maybe there were a few nerves amongst the Tigers before kick-off tonight. Sean Russell out of dummy half, runs there towards Folletti and also Samuel Fainu. Chance for the Eels to go back to back. Brown hands it off to Ogden. Scored plenty of points early in the game last week against St George Illawarra. They've got the field split in 2 here off for Hengawi, trying to jump over the top there of Coruscant, puts it down, puts his hand in the air and says, "My mistake, boys." And a reprieve there for the Tigers, and didn't they need that?
And didn't Api Coruscant need that? He was the one that kicked the ball out in the full. The ball was dislodged, but when Api Coruscant gets his defensive game on, he is a nice low tackle, a nice little pressure there on the Eels.
And David Clemmer, 20 short of the halfway line, will play it for Coruscant. Another penalty.
You need to go to the side.
Again, the Eels at this end of the field, just hands
David.
and to play the ball.
I'm just saying that doesn't happen again, because you know what's going to happen if it does. You're good.
Apology from the veteran front rower there for maybe having a crack at one of the Eels post the whistle blowing.
And this is the key for the Tigers here. Parramatta Eels conceded 5 tries in the last 10 minutes in the last week win versus the Dragons. The Tigers just need some good possession to capitalise.
The last few fans still making their way into Campbelltown Stadium. Heavy traffic conditions all around the area, such as the hotness of this ticket here tonight. Uta Ikamanu, just outside the 30. We'll play it here for Coruscant. Galvin switching to the right-hand side. Fainu didn't see him in time, so he takes it himself and almost splits them right down the middle. He's just outside the 10. Comes across through Clemmer, and then Mason doing some stepping off the right, then the left. Cleaned up eventually by Gutherson and also Campbell-Gillard. 2 metres out. 2 plays remaining. First chance for the Tigers at this end of the field. Galvin, Grubbers, there's there. Options everywhere. Folletti made contact with it, brought it down, and responds for the West Tigers.
Yeah, terrific play here from Lockie Galvin, the shining light of the Tigers season. Gets the ball, and he's got a lot of time and space before he's feeling pressure from the Parramatta defence. He thinks long pass, he thinks run, and in the very last moment he changes his mind and puts a delicate little kick in. Sean Russell out of plays, Clint Gutherson not following through. And this young kid has poise, he's got skill, and he's delivered here to start this game for the Tigers again.
Just saw that right edge defence push up and realised there was so much space in behind them, and the kick was perfect for Josh Folletti, who, as we mentioned, finds himself here at the West Tigers via the Manly Seagulls and their undefeated Harold Matthews team of 2021. He was teammates with Latu Fainu and also Samuela Fainu, but Lachlan Galvin, 21 games, 16 try assists, and that was a beauty right there.
It's the story of this game. If this keeps going the way it's going to be very entertaining 80 minutes, because the Tigers started with a couple of errors. That gave Parramatta the opportunity to score. And then the Eels gave away the penalty, and the Tigers set up their good ball attack and come up with points. So whichever team can be disciplined, complete their sets, and not allow the opposition close to their try line, just might get away with victory. But it's full-on attack here at the moment.
And it is encouraging signs as well. First time they go down to the Eels red zone, they come up with points, and now 11 in from touch. Coruscant would make it 6 apiece while he's wide on that right-hand side of the field again. That one missed by 15 metres. After kicking out on the full, he's got the shanks with the right boot tonight. A big miss, 6-4. Ratufe Inu stepping off the right foot. Beat Gutherson in the front line there. Alpha Hengawi got a piece of him, otherwise he goes the rest of the way.
And Galvin and Fainu delivered in their last game against Manly. Yes, Manly had a lot of players in the sin at different stages, but when Fainu came on the field, he had an impact.
So Ratufe Inu suffered a concussion in the first half against the Seagulls a couple of weeks ago. Now deep restart here by Parramatta. Well, the kicking from both teams leaves a fair bit to be desired. Probably part of the reason why tonight is 16th versus 17th.
I was just about to say, error-a-thon, poor defence, ill discipline. It's the reason why we're fighting here for the spoon bowl on both sides.
I mean, it's warm conditions. Early night air, that travelled so easily off the boot there of Dejan Arce. And well, Coruscant here, something of a Bronx cheer from this sold-out crowd for finding touch. And they'll go on the attack again. As soon as they find a rugby league ball. 14 gone, 1 try apiece. And it's the Eels who, at the moment, on the live ladder, maintain their position of 16th over the 17th place Tigers.
On the live ladder.
The live ladder. So Fatsape with the tap. Fainu hands it off for Clemmer. They'll play at about 37 out from the Eels line. A chance here for the Tigers to take the lead. Galvin back on the inside there for Uto Ikamanu, coming from behind to make a bird of the tackle was Offa Hengawi. And now Fainu, flat ball there for Papali'i, spinning a real handful for Campbell-Gillard. He did well in the end. Now from Clemmer, here's Galvin, cut out ball. 10 metres away. Well, he set up on there by Brown and may have hurt himself in the process. Slumps back to his haunches, feeling a lower left leg. Uto Ikamanu. Stand here in the tackle, and West have one more play. Galvin again to the short side. Cut out ball all the way out to Junior Tupou. Lachlan Galvin take a bow. This is quality ball playing. It's extreme what this 19-year-old has done in 2024. And while he's not eligible through a suspension for the Rookie of the Year, he won't get the trophy, but he is the best young kid in the league.
Look at that smile on his face too, because Dejan Arce kicked the ball out the field. And this was the lead-up work. A lot of middle forwards of Parramatta falling off the tackle. And he threw a cutout pass before to Folletti. And he's come back 2 plays later and thrown the cutout pass, which has Sean Russell in 2 minds. And that is a bullet of a pass there from Lachlan Galvin. I love the fact that he's gone with one look with a short pass, then the second look a couple of plays later goes straight across the face of Folletti. It sets up Tupou.
Oh, look at his celebration in the background as well. A bullet pass right across 3 Eels defenders. They didn't get a sniff. Lachlan Galvin putting on a show is 2 from 2 inside the red zone, and now has as many try assists in this his rookie season as Daly Cherry Evans and Kieran Foran do also in 2024.
And that play right there is a play from a more experienced half, knowing that you can set the game up with a little play, come back a couple of minutes later and throw the big play and set up a try. Terrific work there from Lachie Galvin.
Coruscant, see if he's made an adjustment. Yes, he has. Bends it back, and it's the Tigers on top at the moment. It's the Eels in the wooden spoon position. West lead 10 points to 6.
Lachie Galvin, 17 try assists and counting, 2 tonight. Here's the second of them. Beautiful pass to his left. Of course, he also had 2 try assists back in round 4 when Api Coruscant and the Tigers beat the Eels 17-16. But also in that game, he picked up the hip drop tackle charge and suspension, for which he's been ruled ineligible for Rookie of the Year's honours. A big talking point for that man, Lachie Galvin. Remember, cricket is back on Fox Sports tonight, the second T20 International, Australia-Scotland, live right after the post-game show on Fox Cricket.
As the Tigers working away from their own end, thank you for that, Matt. With the Eels administrators watching, wondering how they let Lachlan Galvin slip through their grasp. Micah Sevo here, arms outstretched, saying, I didn't deserve that penalty. Clint Gutherson races up to ask the question, and here we go. Now the Eels will challenge.
Eels challenging the on-field decision of ruck interference. We've got Micah Sevo working the ball out with hand.
Given what we just saw, I think we'll be done for challenges in about 30 seconds' time.
I think it depends on what Micah Sevo does with that right arm.
Seen a couple of angles. I'll let you be the bunker, Cooper Cronk.
Well, I think he's going to get away with this, Micah Sevo, because he doesn't actually...
Looking at the right army of Micah Sevo, after the tackle's complete, he knocks the ball out, which is ruck interference. The challenge is unsuccessful.
No more captain's challenges for this evening.
There's a few more reasons why it's suspendable, Warren.
They're both done. Inside 17 minutes. Is that a record? It might well be.
Check Fox Sports Lab for that one.
Dispense with those concerns for the remainder of the game. And the Tigers, off the back of penalties, they lead that 4-1 here early on. It's helped them build this 4-point lead at 10-6. How far, Tuppe? Well, no challenges.
No challenges from here on out.
And we might see plenty of gamesmanship in tackles now, with players from both sides taking a bit of a risk and trying to work the ball away.
But this has been the story of the night so far. If the opposition gives up an opportunity through ill discipline or an error, they normally strike. Now, defensively, both teams are poor. Ranked down the bottom, averaging 30 points a game. So if they keep giving up errors, keep giving away penalties, the scoreboard's going to keep ticking over. Now it's over to Dylan Brown to deliver, because Lachlan Galvin's been the main man for the Tigers so far.
Here you go, mate. Hold there, Lachlan. Break!
Here is Blaze DeLungy, who runs towards Lachlan Galvin, the two former teammates at Westfield Sports High School. What a combination they were at that level of the game. As we mentioned, Galvin at that stage was part of the Parramatta Eels junior system. They let him slip, and here he is just killing it for the Tigers in the NRL. Cartwright out the back, good hands to Russell. Benasini, little giddly flick there, and then coming across Papali'i, cuts him down 5 metres out. From Brown, comes across to Wogden, he heads towards the uprights. And they've used 4 plays in this set of 6. They'll keep it going to the left. Hands for Assey, charging hard. Kelmer to Alungi. Good stop by Coruscant underneath as always. Last play for Parramatta from Hands. Comes back to Assey, whose kick has Samuel Fainu under some pressure here. Campbell Gillard. He takes him dead, and it will be a goal line dropout.
Tell you what, gee, I'd like to see Dylan Brown run the football. At the moment, he's just orchestrating the attack and shifting the ball left, shifting the ball right. But the middle defence of the Tigers do not want Dylan Brown to run the football. It's the greatest part of his game. So this set here into the rest of the game, Dylan Brown needs to get his running game up and going.
Stay on side here, behind.
Visions are bringing it back there for a moment, Fainu. Now Coruscant goes short, and again it goes out on the full. Well, what is happening? What is happening?
Strange things tend to happen here at Campbelltown when 16 versus 17.
Let's go.
In search of a 3rd straight win, something they haven't done since rounds 4, 5 and 6 in 2018. Oh, a penalty here. Ball ripped away there.
Strip, leave it there,
He's all smiles. He's really enjoying the spoon bowl.
Mark's just back here. What are we going to do, tap? Just wait. Hold the line.
Trailing by 4, they will tap it. Brendan hands it off to Brown, and then Campbell Gillard to work it forward here while Dylan Brown gets them organised on his right-hand side. There's Anasi out on the short side with Kelmer Tuilagi. It's Brown who gets first crack at it. Now he runs, almost beats them. Good effort in the end there from Fainu, Samuela that is, to stop him scoring. Set restart. Play the ball too slow. Ogden, he charges hard to Ikamanu, and all safe far. They're a metre away. Over the left-hand side it goes to Dejan Arce. He just shows that there was space, acres of space on that left edge for Parramatta. They've hit back. It's 10 points apiece.
Yeah, that's better from the Parramatta Eels halves. Dylan Brown a threat on the right-hand side. Got the 6 again, restart set. They shift the ball to left-hand side, and Dejan Arce, his ability to create a one-on-one. He's got fullback and outside back instincts, throws the ball, gets one-on-one with Lockie Galvin. Fa'atape turns out, which is poor defence on your goal line. It comes back to the errors, the kick out in the full from Api Coruscant. This is becoming an entertaining game off the back of some errors and ill discipline from both teams.
And he goes to the line, he won one there, maybe around the jaw or the neck as well from Lachlan Galvin. We'll see if the bunker, as I say, places Galvin potentially on report for that contact. But strong work in the end to beat the Tigers 5-8 to the line and make it 10 points apiece here. It always promised to be high scoring, and that's exactly what we've got. Chance to push them back in front and move from 17th to 16th on the live ladder. It's sold out Campbelltown Stadium. The hills overflowing as well at both ends of the ground. And as his kick, a bit of a wobbly one, this one swings wildly away to the left-hand side. It stays at 10 points apiece. Don't forget, the Pacific's biggest sporting event is back for 2024. You can witness the very best men's and women's players from 7 island nations competing for glory and pride. Go to nrl.com/tickets. The Pacific Cup coming up through October, kicking off October 18. It'll be an absolute beauty right here on Fox Sports. Dejan Arce, the back of a mistake by Coruscant, who stays away from the sideline here on the restart, brings it down in between the lines. That's a bonus for the Tigers. It's Campbell Gillard who will play a 20-out Parramatta's own end. Kelma Tuilagi. It's his old club being driven backwards and sideways here. We'll play it just outside the 20. Brendan hands to Sean Lane, wearing the 10 jersey, coming off the bench in this game. Once again, starting the game where he was named, as was the case last week against the Dragons. They're back at their own 40 here. 2 plays remaining in this set from just inside the 40. Assie's kick, a pretty good one. Not quite the angle he needed for a 40-20 as Mason brings it back. But he stopped there by hands. 20 out from the Tigers line. Galvin setting it off for the Forbes Ferrari. And Charlie Staines, who was stopped pretty effectively there by Lane. And now Latu Fa'inu for Junior Tupou, one of the 2 try scorers for West, who brings it back within 20 of the halfway line. A wide ball there, good hands in the end by Papali'i. It scraped across the nose there of Alex Twal, who's the fresh man on the field. Takes a carry there. I don't know that he was expecting that pass once again. Fa'inu with the kick. They got themselves out of trouble. Fa'inu dragged to ground there after the kick. Sivo gets away from 2, and here he comes, running towards Heath Mason. Good luck, Heath. Well, he turned his shoulder, he's turned his back. He took him down. That's all he had to do.
Well, that would have been terrifying for young Mason. Here come Parramatta.
It's Brown who goes to the line. Galvin is there to stop him 20 metres out. What a carry. What an awful end to a set. It didn't produce a lot for the Tigers, and here they are under massive pressure again. Hands, Assi holding it up, losing the ball. Coruscant has it, looking for a speedster. Nobody's there, no Forbes Ferraris, no Turbo Tupos, and it's Galvin now. 3-on-3. What can he create here for Letty? Held up by Russell. It's a track and field meet suddenly. From end to end they go. Galvin back on the inside for Bolle. Fresh man on the field here for the Tigers. Brown left on the ground behind the play of the ball. Alex Twal, the Eels scrambling defensively. They still weren't set there. Tigers had a chance for a shift. They punched it through the middle. Coruscant. Wide ball again from dummy half. Galvin from Mason off the right foot. Good tackle there made by Dejan Arce. 2 plays left in this set. Here's Galvin searching, coming across to Brown, pops it out the back. Folletti, 2-on-1, through a dummy. If he goes to Tupou, Tupou might have been 1-on-1 with Gutherson. Last play it is. It's Galvin, he'll kick, looking for try assist number 3. They don't get there to make a contest. Dog that, but they'll get themselves a goal line dropout. Strong work by Zaya Papali'i.
Yeah, end-to-end action the last couple of minutes. Started with Mike Sivo with a big, powerful run. Imagine being in the shoes of young Mason here. Sivo again doesn't look sideways. Big shot over the top from Fa'inu. But good defence there from a couple of young guns of the Tigers. The ball comes back the other way. Look at this. Here it is again.
Onside.
Good effort there.
Absolutely. And now here is Sivo on the restart. Comes up with a catch. 25 metres out. He was storming onto it like a freight train.
How good is Mike Sivo winding the clock back tonight?
He's on contract until the end of next year. We were talking about contracts with Matt Russell earlier on. Boy, they'll lock him away for another 5 seasons if he can keep this form going. Look at him here. Charlie Staines underneath it. Well, he heard him coming but didn't see where he was coming from. They're 30 metres out from hands. It goes to Moretti. Gutherson to Assi and then to Kelma Tuilagi. Huge set of 6 here for Parramatta. Not backwards, not touched. Play on here. Last tackle for the Eels. 15 away. Hands goes to the short side. Assi cut out ball. Talangi puts it on the toe. The Tigers through Staines had it, not touched. Play on, keeps it in play for West. Here's Safer. Sneaky little run down the short side.
This is end-to-end action. First part, oh, there's an error there. Oh, wow.
And the call is knocked on by the Eels, knocked away from Heath Mason, who will breathe a massive sigh of relief. There's the kick by Talangi. Staines realised he wasn't held, and the referee said he had it back in the field of play. Watch this. Ripped out by Moretti, one-on-one was the call, and knocked on.
Saying that he propelled it back.
Pull it back this way. That's why it's a knock-on.
Both coaches, they'll need some Gaviscon or something before the game is out, because the
field of play,
heartburn
so
will
it's
be
play on.
rising.
Let's go,
The
head
reflux levels, given what they've seen from both teams.
Let's go, head in. Thank you, Happy.
What a remarkable game. Everything you'd expect of Spoon Bowl 24.
And the reason why it's end-to-end, fatigue is starting to set in. The middle defence of both teams are falling off tackles, generating quick play the balls for the opposition. And the game is just about to break open.
Coruscant waits here at dummy half. He's got Fayunu there at first receiver. Comes to Galvin. At the back is Mason. Quick ball. Tupou up against Russell. Needs to get to ground. Here come the Eels. Cartwright has it. He was held. It'll be play on, but a penalty instead to Parramatta.
He continued with the tackle, which makes him pass the ball.
For Benji Marshall.
He can't pick him up. He picked him up. He didn't get up. Just wait.
Well, this is that awkward rule where a player is near the sideline, and once you put hands on him, it's called held. The Tigers went on with it.
So Parramatta now back on the attack. Here it is again. Tupou realised he was in trouble, and the moment he was touched there by Mason Cartwright, given he was on the ground, he was deemed to have been tackled. They went out with the job. Here's Brown stepping back on the inside. Brendan Hands, he dives in. Parramatta back in front. The Eels out of the wooden spoon position for the moment.
There it is. That's what we love when we watch Dylan Brown play. His ability to be 4-on-4 defenders, be a threat to throw the ball to the outside, and a big right foot step. Just as fatigue is coming to this contest, a couple of Tigers forwards coming off sideways, inability to make the tackle. And when Dylan Brown is in the conversation for one of the best 5'8s in this competition, he does this at will with the skill and the footstep, the powerful leg drive through there to beat Fainu, stay strong, get the offload back through the middle. Terrific play there from the number 6, the Parramatta Eels.
Game number 38 for Brendan Hands, just his second try in the NRL. He scored, in fact, on debut, so he breaks a 37-game drought. And the reaction, including Mitch Moses, in the back of the box. He's recovering from that biceps injury, well underway. Not good enough to be playing golf as yet, he told me last week, but not too far away, and he'll be back on deck in round 1, 2025. Janasi from beside the uprights to push them out to a 6-point lead here, 9.5 left. And this first 40 at Campbelltown, a sold-out Campbelltown Stadium, and the Eels go back-to-back to lead by a converted try. Regan Campbell-Gillard, plenty of work with that big bushy mow in the middle of the field, and leads the VB hard-earned index, sweeping up everybody in the middle of the field. 36 hard-earned index points.
Again, it was that penalty from the Tigers with Cartwright near the touchline that allowed Parramatta the opportunity to get some attacking possession. Dylan Brown struck.
From close range, don't forget after full time, it's the Rabbitohs at home at Accor Stadium. Last game for 2024. They take on the Roosters, the arch enemy. Always must-see TV right here on Fox League, and a big game for the Roosters after all the drama last week against the Canberra Raiders. Short staff for the game against the Rabbitohs, and looking for a win to finish at least in the top 3 and avoid going to Melbourne in week 1 of the finals. A lot on the line coming up next as the Eels go back into attack here. It's Talangi who'll play it. Massey goes across to Kelma Tuilagi, brings it back within 35 of the Tigers' line. So an early try to Micah Sevo, then back-to-back tries to the Tigers. The Eels have responded with 2 more of their own. Mason coming forward, leaves the ground. Sevo was there, so was Campbell-Gillard. Fullback knocked to the turf and gets up rather slowly here, maybe just taking a moment for his team to get back. Was he actually feeling the lower back there? Might have picked up a bit of a knock from one of those defenders coming through to put pressure on him. Pushing out to this left-hand side, Junior Tupou keen for a carry once again. The Dolphins next season for Letty. Many teenagers in this lineup. Campbelltown Stadium this evening. Comes from Trois. Way to Lachlan Galvin. Safe pass to Vanua Bolle, who was standing motionless, lost a boot as well. Backed up there by Sean Lane, who takes him to ground. And they're almost back at their own 40. Corus out a kick from inside the red stripe. Gutherson on his bike. Ball bounces off a point. Comes to Mike Acevo, looking for Heath Mason as he brings it back. Can't find him. And a good stop there made by Latufeinu.
And this is the period of time that Api Coruscant normally has an impact for the Tigers. Inside 10 minutes, the back end of the first half, all eyes have been on Lockie Galvin, what he's been able to do. Maybe it's an opportunity now for Api Coruscant to use his craft and open up the Parramatta middle defence.
Luca Moretti towards Coruscant there, wasn't stopped, play on, and here is Cartwright. Quick shift to the right-hand side as Cartwright takes it all the way within 35 of the Tigers' line. From Penasini, goes to Brown. There's Campbell Gillard spinning. And we'll play it on the last. And very flat, right across the field. Brown is kicking. Mason underneath it. Cartwright is there. There was some contact, was there? The referee, if there was, thought it was all okay. Mason doing the job once again to defuse the bombs for the Tigers.
That was a good job there from Bryce Cartwright. He almost made contact with Mason, but pulled out and allowed him to fall on the ground. Otherwise, that is a penalty every day of the week.
Mason will carry. Coming forward here, scooting beyond the 30 is Fatape, Coruscant. Bolle stepping off the left foot. Sean Lane brings it back almost to the halfway line. That's a very good run. The replacement middle forward. Galvin's kick. Go down to Sevo. They keep kicking out to his side of the field. Given what he's done so far, well, they might kick to him more because he pops the ball out the back. A Mike Acevo moment there. Staines from dummy half. Galvin was there. Ball comes out backwards. The Eels get it back.
What is happening, Warren? Mike Acevo's been on fire tonight. That time he just dropped it cold, and the Tigers went straight to attack mode and didn't take the opportunity. This is the replay here. Just knocked out the back. The Tigers pounced, but then they turn it over here through the Lachlan Galvin. And who's that coming across in defence? Good contact from the Parramatta Eels.
Alex, happy together.
It's cleaned up by Talangi there as Russell plays it almost back at the halfway line. 16th versus 17th, living up to all the hype, all the advanced billing. Assie's kick. Good luck under this one. A perfect spiral. Mason withdrew the hands at the last moment. Campbell Gillard has it. Penasini now steps through the tackle of Heath Mason, and Parramatta will score again. 3 on the trot to bust the scoreline wide open here. Mason, you've got to feel for him. That was an awful kick to try and handle.
Yeah, 2 moments there from young Mason that he would like to have back. First, it was Dejan Arce with a kick that almost brought down rain. Look at that thing go high in the sky. Mason's knees are wobbling under this, gets nowhere near it. I thought Regan Campbell-Gillard was going to kick it, but he offloads a pass and it's 1-on-1, Penasini and Mason. Mason misses the tackle, and as you said, Parramatta 3 in a row.
Oh, what a strike by Dejan Arce. I mentioned earlier on his kicking game last week against the Dragons and how effective it was. Good luck trying to catch that one there. Mason withdrew the hands. The bounce was a perfect one for the Eels and Campbell-Gillard. And he found this man who stepped away from the covering defence to make it 20 points to 10. It'll be 2 converted tries here in a moment. And the team who was, well, they're equal last as far as their defence, both the Eels and the Tigers coming into this game tonight. So They concede 30 points on average, both of them. Here is 22 with still minutes remaining in this first half, already given up by the Tigers. Darcy from right beside the post here. 37 gone. They have a full house at Campbelltown. And the majority of them fairly quiet at the moment. Heath Mason, Thurlby Tami Roosters down the road from Campbelltown. An awful job there to try and catch that one. And they lead by 12. Watch it again. Cloudless sky today in southwest Sydney, but that almost brought rain.
It did, went up, and the Parramatta Eels got a 12-point lead, and it was only a couple of plays early before Will Penasini scored that the Tigers had that opportunity through the Mike Acevo error. Lachlan Galvin came through, looked like they were going to score points, and the Parramatta Eels go down all the way the other end with a huge kick there from Dejan Arce, and Will Penasini scores.
There is the live ladder, and the Eels now on for and against. Forget the wooden spoon, they're up to 15th. If only there was 4 or 5 more weeks in the competition, they'd be a top 8 chance, Cooper. Gutherson with the catch. Campbell-Gillard bringing it back. Well, the Tigers perhaps have them exactly where they want them. Big comeback in the second half. Trailing by 12 here, inside 3 left in this opening 40. They're up against it now to try and avoid 3 consecutive wooden spoons. That was the task tonight, and wrong into the scoreboard by some way at the moment. Hands comes across to Moretti. He's a Curtis Moran type, isn't he? Luca Moretti, similar build, gets down low and goes. To Alungi. Back in Tigers territory. Last play here. What about another bomb? What do you reckon? Rubber this time, he'll punch it into touch. That's a curious tactic given what we just saw 2.5 minutes ago.
I don't know if game managing the spoon bowl is exactly the play that was needed there from Dejan Arce. He definitely had to put that back up in the sky, get Mike Acevo, putting pressure on Heath Mason, and see if they come up with another try.
Given what we saw a moment ago, that spiralling kick, towering into the night sky here at Campbelltown. Mason wanted nothing to do with it. Parramatta got 6 points off the back of it, and then it's a very conservative grubber into touch next time from a similar position. So Tupou playing it. Hand off there in the middle of the field. Sione Fainu is also on deck now for the Tigers. All 3 brothers out there at the same time. Matu will play it. This could be on the 40. Here's Galvin. Samuel Fainu striding out there. Good tackle though, made by Dylan Brown. Last play for the Tigers. Galvin gets away from Campbell-Gillard, puts the ball down, knocked on. And this will give Parramatta a chance here with a full set from pretty decent field position. At worst, they'll get a field goal chance at the back end of the set.
Yeah, I see what Lachlan Galvin was trying. There was a lot of pressure there from Regan Campbell-Gillard. Tried to get the outside and just didn't get his boot to the ball. There was an opportunity if he had got that through. But again here, big defensive set for the West Tigers to keep this scoreboard 22-10 just before half-time.
Let's see what the tactics are from the Eels as Talangi will play it here again. His own school teammate, Lachlan Galvin, Lane. In Tigers territory, 35 seconds on the clock. Hands, flat ball out there to Dejan Arce. The pass was good to Lungi. They show a bit of width. Tackles up their sleeve. The kick, though, is against them. They won't get to play number 6 to Alungi. Pops it out the back. Arce to the right-hand side. And here's a chance. Moretti chose to take on Samuel Fainu there. He got a body in front of him. Field goal if they want it. Instead, Brown searching out to this right-hand side. Cartwright held up. Pops it out the back. Gutherson flips it out the back to Penasini. Here is the last play. It'll go to ground. Brown. A final hill whistle. Well, yeah, thought there had to be a knock on there somewhere, and there was. So Brown puts it down. But at halftime here in Spoon Bowl 24, it's the Eels on top. They lead the Tigers 22 points to 10. Hi everybody, Warren Smith, Cooper Cronk, Matt Russell to take you through the second half. Eels will supply the kickoff. It was a crazy first 40 minutes, Cooper. I wonder what we're going to get here in the second half.
Yeah, 14 errors, 7 pens, penalties, stop, start, finish, and Lachlan Galvin, an 18-year-old, is the key for the Tigers in this second half.
He'll take the kick there. He's buffeting that kick as it stopped it in its travel, and the Tigers will play it just inside their own 20 to get this second half underway. Bolle doing the job, and now Alex Seyfarth brings it out towards the Tigers 30s. Coruscant to Latufe Inu in the starting side for Aiden Caesar, who's out of the game with a shoulder injury and moving on to Hull FC in the Super League in 2025. So his time as a Tiger has come to an end. Good run here. Latufe Inu bringing it all the way back to the halfway line. That's a strong carry. And now Coruscant, an intercept, streaming away. Bryce Cartwright, Fainu on his hammer. He gives it to Penasini. The brilliance, the hands of the enigmatic one. Bryce Cartwright takes a huge intercept.
And that was all in on the play. I think it was Fainu and Lockie Galvin teaming up. If the ball gets in the hands of Galvin, it's probably a try time for the Tigers, but Bryce Cartwright gets in between two young kids combined, and the ball just gets thrown in the air by Fainu, doesn't hit its target, and Bryce Cartwright plucks it out of the air, turns it into points.
Once again, a ball back on the inside, never got close to reaching Lachlan Galvin, and Bryce Cartwright there in the line could not believe his luck.
The play was on for the ball back into Galvin, but Fainu went the shortcut with the no-look pass, trying to make it look fancy. All he had to do was connect to Galvin, and Galvin goes through to the backfield, but instead, no eyes on the target. Watch this here. Tries to do the no-looker, and the ball lands in Bryce Cartwright's lap.
Second try of the game for Will Penasini. Boy, it's a big lead now, isn't it? Tigers will do well to get away, avoid the wooden spoon for a third straight year. Now they trail by 16. Kick to come to make it 3 converted tries the difference. Stajan Arce mixed his form, goal kicking tonight, 3 from 4. He's a nice striker off the ball. Terrorised Heath Mason with a huge bomb in the first half, which led to a try by Penasini. And his strike here starts well out to the left-hand side. Won't swing back. It remains at 26 points to 10. Downstairs to Matt Russell.
Trent Barrett's halftime words proving true. He said, too many errors. We've kept them in the game. If we tighten our discipline, we should be able to pull away with this. Benji Marshall not happy with his side's completion rate in the first 40 minutes. He gave his side the instruction, go and empty your tank for 40 minutes, play footy, let's see what happens. Well, the mountain to climb has got a little steeper for Benji's men.
Yeah, quite an incline now, isn't it? Off the back of the intercept by that man, Bryce Cartwright. Sublime ball player and skilled edge forward. Sticks out the left mitt, comes up with the Steeden, and they have 4 more points. Here is Campbell Gillard. Brings it back on a strong run to be stopped there, almost at the Eels 20, as Hands comes to Tuilagi, who runs towards Alex Twal, and also Coruscant. Fainu there as well. Lane. Coruscant again. Over the tackle with Bolle this time. And on 3 plays, they're almost back within range of the halfway line. Already takes them there now, finds his elbows and knees, and it's a quick play, the ball off the back of it. Cartwright, chance there for a flick out the back to Penasini. Zassi will kick. Across the face of the Tigers defence coming forward. Charlie Staines, well, he didn't know where it was. It was touched there by Talangi and knocked on, but Staines coming towards the ball. He took his eyes off it, looked at the Eels, looked again to the ball, then looked away again at the Eels. In the end, wasn't close to making a catch.
Well, nothing's been straightforward so far in the Spoon Bowl, and I think it's going to continue, because with this lead, Parramatta should go on with it. But look what they did last week against the Dragons, allowing 5 tries in 10 minutes. On the other side of the field, well, the Tigers are just going to go all in on the risky plays like this.
Samuela Fainu stepping through a tackle, taken the ground there by Russell. They're back in Eels territory, midway through this set. It's Galvin. Hands it off there to Sione Fainu. Three-man tackle. Back end of this chance for the Tigers is Twal standing there. Here's the last now. Coruscant points to the air. Comes to Galvin, who just chips one in behind Sean Russell. Chance, a mix-up, a great catch by Samuela Fainu. Flicked it out the back, looking for Folletti. Instead, it's Penasini who has it for Parramatta.
Good effort there from the back rower. Galvin put it up. He comes through the big body, gets the ball in this flick pass. If it had have hit Folletti, that's try time, but it lands in Parramatta Eels' lap.
They might need to take those chances. They're to drag themselves back into this contest, the Tigers. Moretti standing, thought about an offload for a moment. Brings it back just beyond the 40. 4 tries to 2 in that first half. 5-2 off the back of what we saw a moment ago. Ooh, stumble there. Had some tape applied to that upper left calf area. It's going to be troubling Heath Mason on that return as they go wide immediately. Here is Junior Tupou, plenty of chances down the left-hand side in the first half, and one of the 2 try scorers for the Tigers. Coruscant comes to the middle for Twal. Fainu looked out the back. Mason wasn't really pushing up. Tape was hanging out wide, not expecting the ball, so the halfback has to take the tackle there and looks over his shoulder and says, where were you all? Mason has switched back to the left-hand side. Last play for West here. Coruscant comes to Galvin, to the line, short ball. Folletti, quick hands, put down by Tupou.
Hand over, 10 in.
How many errors have they made tonight?
Well, I'm telling you right now, if Junior Tupou catches that, it's a try back inside for Lockie Galvin. Nice little interchange of passing. He catches that, Lachlan Galvin, and Tupou 1-on-1 with Clint Gutherson.
Another half chance for the Tigers. In the game of chances created and chances taken. Parramatta well ahead on that tally here at Campbelltown Stadium. His hands waits at dummy half. Campbell-Gillard heavily involved in that opening half. Now pushing up towards 100 metres for the game. The VB hard-earned index leader at one stage in that first 40 is Tuolungi. Works it down here, just outside the Tigers 30. Campbell-Gillard comes back to lane. Gutherson is there. Players in motion. Brown is one of them. Beats Fainu's attempted tackle. Cleaned up, though, by Folletti. Tried to pinch a couple of metres. Come back to play it on the last. Out near the chalk. It's Assey who didn't think about a kick. Now he does. It goes straight to Heath Mason, who puts the foot down. Stopped there by Clint Gutherson, but boy, an unappealing end of the set by Parramatta.
I'll tell you what, when Dylan Brown decides to run, geez, he's dynamic. Drops it back a gear and is real hard to handle. Almost got through then on the far side of the field.
It's an awkward-looking tackle from Watu Fainu on the wrong shoulder, but got a piece of him to help take him to ground. Sione Fainu, just beyond the Tigers 40. We've had almost 8 minutes of game time in this second half. Twal, short ball, volley, well handled though. Working hard already there with Cartwright. Last play, Galvin. Again, putting it through the hands. Fainu onto Folletti, then Tupou, back to Folletti, trying to keep it alive, manages to do that. Now Heath Mason trying to return serve. Spiralling kick, oh, Mike Acevo puts it down. Tape has it. Did he return serve? Here's Safer out of dummy half. They were sent to the left-hand side. Still a chance for the Tigers here. Staines fires a long ball. Galvin tries to beat hands. Chopped down. Set restart. Twal from dummy half. Latu Fainu for brother Samuela. They're only a metre out. Coruscant, another set restart here. Two in quick succession. Terrible pass from dummy half. Ends up in the hands of Latu. It wasn't pretty. It might have been downright ugly, but it counts all the same. The Tigers have another try.
Well, here we go for the Tigers as Dylan Brown is getting his left knee checked, which is not a good sign. Sticking to the football, the ball goes up after left side raid there of the Tigers, and Mason gets some payback, floats this thing in the air, and Mike Acevo backpedaling, comes forward, gets a touch to it. Tape could have got the ball out, it's try time straight away, but eventually the Tigers end up getting the ball back here, and by that poor pass there, the Parramatta Eels defence stop, and Fainu pounces.
Pounces, he does. Awful pass, hits the turf, sits up for the 19-year-old halfback who's playing alongside the 19-year-old 5'8", and it was the 19-year-old fullback who put the bomb in the air. They've got some blossoming teenagers at the West Tigers, and they'll need them at their best in the remaining half an hour this evening. Better dig themselves out of this and avoid a third straight wooden spoon.
Yeah, Dylan Brown's back to his feet, getting that left knee strapped. Things aren't straightforward because they pounced the Tigers. Nice little short side raid a couple of times down the left-hand side by Galvin and his crew on the left. Has come up with a few opportunities, and that raid there led to the opportunity here to score the try.
From right in front, Coruscant makes no mistake. It's a 10-point game. The strapping there on Dylan Brown. The lead for the Eels back to 12.
He stayed on the ground for a long time. Warren, you picked it up, Cooper. The knee twisting awkwardly there. The trainer spent a long time testing that knee before giving him the thumbs up. There's the strapping being applied, and he will try to continue in this game now. Heath Mason, we know that he's had a mixed game, bit of everything. He does get a bit back here, and the Tigers are back in the game. Interesting, Heath Mason's younger brother, Drew Mason, a hooker with the Thirlmere Roosters. He's playing a grand final for the under-14s on this ground tomorrow. He said to big brother Heath, I'll take care of the premierships, you just avoid the wooden spoon.
Exactly what they're trying to do as the Eels get things back underway. Galvin with the catch, Clemmer with the return. He brings it back here, 15 out from the Tigers line. Put themselves a long way behind, 16 points behind, but you get the feeling we've got a nail-biting finish here to see who can avoid the wooden spoon in 2024. Here go the Tigers again over the top. Latu Fainu working off his brother. What a combination they're proving to be in the last 5 minutes down that left edge.
It's great work there from the Tigers, attacking Dylan Brown with that taped left knee. Fainu goes straight through the hole.
Go back out towards him again. Galvin at the line, cut-out ball for Letty. Well handled though by Sean Russell, who takes him to ground. Last play here from the sideline. Galvin will kick it across the field. Comes down to Gutherson in the field of play. Chasing the Tigers, led by Api Coruscant. Well, it ends up in an awkward position, and it will be a penalty here for Parramatta. But the Tigers, with their hearts in the mouths, hoping it's no more than a penalty.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be looked at. I think Gutherson.
Make sure lifting double leg all hands. Just with that kick chase, just make sure. That one was okay, just don't move left to right.
He's such a courageous low tackler, is Api Coruscant. Gutherson, as he starts to go onto the shoulder there of Coruscant, tries to spin away and find the ground, and that contributed to what happened in the end.
If they're consistent here, I think that is a sin bin.
Peter Goff, the referee, waiting for advice from the bunker.
It's a one-on-one tackle. You put him into that dangerous position. It's that risk of injury there, mate. It's tenable.
And he was resigned to his fate. Api Coruscant says, sorry boys, my mistake. It was a tough one. 16th sin bin for the Tigers in 2024, a category they lead everybody in by a long way.
Yeah, that is the right call. Gutherson tipped over and Coruscant finished off the tackle. And he was at risk of injury, but Gutherson's up to his feet.
A setback for both teams because that man you just saw take the kick, Joey Lussick, forced on. Dylan Brown succumbs to that knee injury. We'll check on that and also see how Parramatta configure their back line now.
So it isn't going to help their attack, given what Brown has shown so far this evening. There he is, forlornly walking back a long way around the dead ball end, around the southern end of the field.
It looks like Brendan Hands is playing in the 5'8" position. Lussick into dummy half.
Here is Assey coming out to blaze to Lungy after the Panthers in 2025. Midway through this set, they lead by 10, and they've got a one-man advantage for the next 9+ minutes. And it's Lane who'll play it. Lussick comes out to Assey. Here's Kelmatua Lungy trying to poke his nose through the line. Seyfarth comes in to make sure he hits the deck. Tigers need to defend these sets and then be good with the ball to use up the clock. A kick out wide. Penasini was chasing, tipped out the back, and then planted down by Cartwright. The referee thinks this is a try, and he points to the spot. He was Johnny on the spot. Bryce Cartwright helps supply their first try of the second half. He's here, potentially scoring their second.
Yeah, this is going to be checked, but immediate impact in terms of scoring a try when Api Coruscant is off the field. It's Folletti and Penasini. The thing is, Penasini gets hands on it. This has to be all backwards for Bryce Cartwright to score. If it's propelled forward at all,
case you could make is the left hand of Penasini pushes the ball into the arm there of Folletti.
Yeah, it's not controlled. There is movement in that first grasp.
If the Bunter thinks he's controlled this ball, it will be a try.
He's definitely hit it back there. It's whether that first touch is propelled forward into Folletti.
Play two up and decide it with coins. But the bunker, I think, are going to say 4 points, green lights.
Time's off, minute 20. You can start the setup. They're still having a look.
The bunker, as you heard Peter Goff say, they are still having a look at this. And the try is confirmed. Bryce Cartwright cleans up the crumbs there off the cross-field kick. And first set of 6 for the Eels, playing against 12 with Coruscant in the sin bin. They come up with points.
Well, the most sin bin team this year, the West Tigers. Sometimes all your bad habits come out in the moments that you don't really need them. And Api Coruscant, the captain of his team, sent to the sin bin. Bryce Cartwright scores.
And converted by Dejan Assey. It's a big lead once again for the Parramatta Eels, who put on 44 last week to win by just 4 against the Dragons. And already they've got 32 on the board here. There it is. You be the judge at home.
You take heads, I'll take tails, because that's what it was like. There was a little bit of movement there.
Well, Trent Barrett watching on. Bound for the Brisbane Broncos to be an assistant to Kevin Walters in 2025.
Stay onside.
There he is, watching his side lead by 16. The Tigers mid-range restart after full time of this one. We're headed to Accor Stadium. The Rabbitohs at home up against the old rivals, the Roosters. It'll be a fantastic occasion. All the drama and the build-up. Is Latrell Mitchell going to be cleared to play by the NRL, who would be on deck for the Roosters, resting a couple of players off the back of all the injuries last week as well. If the Roosters win, they avoid going to Melbourne in week 1 of the finals. Here's Offahingawi for Parramatta. Back at the halfway line, he'll play it for Lussick. Hands in the halves now. Roll his field a number of times when called upon in 2024. Gutherson stealing the ball away from his body as though he was going to kick for a moment towards the back end of the set. Here's their last play. Lussick feeds it across to Assey. Slow delivery there to Kelmatua Lungy, who found a bit of space in between Galvin, and then pops the ball out the back. No call of held. Sivo with a bump on Mason. The battle continues, and Sivo plants it down. But there was a ball that came out the back from Kelma Tuolangi, which took an age to be delivered.
And they all hesitated here, the Tigers. The referee didn't call held. Kelma Tuolangi at first look has the opportunity to play this ball out the back through a very, very late offload. The Tigers players give up, they stop, they hesitate. That means that Mason is one-on-one with Mike Sivo. This is fair play.
Dejan Arce couldn't believe his eyes when the ball came free, and then Mason coming across, renewing acquaintances with Mike Sivo. Boy, 19-year-old fullback again.
Oh.
And what about the big fend on the moustache? Almost took it off his upper lip.
Mason went in for the shoulder charge because that was about the only thing you could do, and just a big right duke of Mike Sivo.
Second try of the night. The runaway Fijian, Mike Sivo. Heath Mason, welcome to the world of trying to tackle a 111-kilogram block of granite who wears number 2 on his back. Dejan Arce make this 38-16. And the Tigers find themselves in a position they have to keep pace with the clock as far as scoring is concerned, just to drag themselves back level with the Eels to try and maybe force this to golden point. Parramatta's attack. They found some points over the past couple of weeks. Kick swings away to the right-hand side. Had Dejan Arce had a better night with the boot, this would be anything and already beyond 40 points. Mason versus Sivo. For the third or fourth instalment. Watch it again, the fend into the head of the 19-year-old local. Good luck, Heath Mason.
And after Api Coruscant sent the sin bin, the Parramatta Eels had dominated with back-to-back tries. One was luck through the kick, and on the 5th play decided to run, and that was a beautiful late offload from Kelma Tuolangi that set up the opportunity there for Sivo.
The Tigers come up with possession off a short restart. Samuela Fa'inu has it. See if they can hit back here. Remembering they're 12 on 13 at the moment with Coruscant in the sin bin. Utso Ikamanu just outside the Parramatta 10. Fa'inu to Papali'i, who shows it extravagantly and then takes the tackle of Gutherson. And also Offahengawi. Mason. Atu Fa'inu for Galvin to take them on, but there were plenty of white jumpers in front of him. Mason looking, arms outstretched, saying who wants it. Comes back to Fa'inu, and then through the hands of Clemmer. They keep it going across to Uta Ikamanu. Both run-on front rowers back out there at the same time for West. Last play, Clemmer, Galvin showing it. Punts his nose through the line, comes out the back to Heath Mason, but he was set upon straight away. Trying to mix things up, Lachlan Galvin. The Eels survive once again on their own line.
Just an update on Dylan Brown. Yes, he's gone for the game, a hyperextension of the knee. The doctor will need scans tomorrow to reveal the full damage, so he might not be going to the races with the rest of the Parramatta Eels tomorrow. Dylan Brown.
That'd be ordinary, wouldn't it, picking up a significant knee injury in the last game of the season. So 3 minutes remaining while Coruscant was still missing. The Eels have that one try, and there's the injury again, hyperextension, as Matt Russell told you, of that knee for Dylan Brown, and out of the game. Here's Offahengawi. The arm free for an offload. Nobody, though, pushing up in support. From Lasik. Goes to Brendan Hands. Cartwright will put a kick in. Not a bad one either. Stays in play. Mason coming across. Fields it before it gets to the in-goal area. Brings it back and he beats the chase. Cleaned up, though, by Penasini. It takes him down 15 out from their line, and he might have been hurt again. I think he picked up a knock to the lower back earlier in the game, and now he feels that left half muscle also again.
Well, I think they're going to have a look at this as a hip drop. Whether he's twisted around the back of Mason and put pressure on the ankle. Ooh.
hip drop. It's the first cousin, isn't it?
It's right there. The ankle does bend under pressure.
Just the way he twists those hips and uses that outside of the thigh, traps the leg underneath of Heath Mason.
I'll tell you what, Benji Marshall in the coach's box will be hoping that this is a sin bin, because this might just be the opportunity that the Tigers need. It's play on.
No penalty, play on here. Heath Mason is limping and in real trouble now for the Tigers. Hobbles across to try and get to dummy half. In fact, he will fill that duty for them as they work it away from their own end. So he'll look after it while Coruscant is off the field. And now Clemmer across this right-hand side. Latu Fainu. New South Wales under-19 half playing it there. He slumps back to the ground having played the ball as well. The teenagers are in all sorts of trouble here for the Tigers. Mason feeds it across to Galvin, who tries to chip it in behind, but straight to Will Penasini. Don't give him a chance to wind up. Luckily for the Tigers, David Clemmer was there and stops him just outside the 40. To Lungy now. Sensing a counter-attack is on. Charges hard at them. Playing for Lussick. Here's Brendan Hands. They won't set it all out in that right-hand side. All the forwards catching their breath. They're back inside the red zone, midway through this second half. To Alungi, looking for space through the middle. Fainu launched himself. Uta Ikamanu could have given away a set restart there. Lussick from dummy half. He's gone very close, only a metre out. Last tackle for the Eels. Wide ball from dummy half. Hands will kick it out towards Sean Russell. There was a chance there for Junior Tupou. It looked like it might have come off him and forward. It will be the Eels who hang on to it.
It was Brandon Hands. Dejanasi went into dummy half, and Hands had the opportunity to kick the ball over there to Sean Russell, but Tupou couldn't catch it. Under pressure again. Only less than a minute now for Api Coruscant to come back onto the field.
Back foot, get in the middle. Stay square.
See if they can hang on here. Coruscant sin binned
That's on you, Joe.
in the 52nd minute. Beginning of the 62nd right now. Second half errors. It's been an awful night for the Tigers as far as their hands are concerned. 12 errors for the game. From Lussick, it comes to Hands. It's Cartwright towards the upright. Stop there. The Eels come to their left. They've got the Tigers shot to bits. They look short on this side. Pass goes to ground. Well, that didn't help Parramatta score. So Gutherson takes it right back down Main Street. And he scores. That was too easy. They look absolutely gassed, the West Tigers. And Gutherson, some awful service from dummy half. He found a huge hole right back through the middle of the Tigers' defence.
There's two things that either happen when people come through the middle of the field with a huge yawning gap. Is the defence either stops moving or there's an obstruction. And it looks as though the middle defence of the West Tigers have just stopped moving as soon as that pass hit the ground. Try confirmed.
No problem with running in behind one of the teammates there in front of him. Glenn Gutherson is delighted. And unless they put the whip away in the final 10 as they did, remembering they led the Dragons with 10 to go, 44-12, just what was it, 6 days ago at Combank Stadium. So anything is possible. Surely they won't do it again here this evening. First time since 2001 that Parramatta has managed to score 40 points in back-to-back games.
And to be fair, if the Tigers are to pull off the absolute miracle, Parramatta's ill discipline has to come into play. There has to be a sin bin or something go in the favour where the Tigers can do something, because they are in arm in the goal line here, the West Tigers.
The man on the ground is Latu Fainu, the halfback, getting some work on the hamstring or the glutes. He's in all sorts of bother, as we saw in the build-up to that try by Parramatta. Converted there by Dejan Arce. Fainu back on his feet, but it's 42-16 in the Spoon Bowl.
We look forward to this game coming up next. Rabbitohs against the Roosters. Clint Gutherson enjoying his moment in the light right there with that try. A big crowd here tonight, 17,311. The third sellout in 5 West Tigers games here this season at Campbelltown. Early on they were making some noise, but even with a fair portion of Parramatta fans in the crowd, it's gone a little silent for the home team as Parramatta power past 40 points.
That they do, as the Tigers come up with a result here off the short restart, but the ball comes free, cleaned up by Offa Hengawi, and the Eels are off and running again. Penasini dragged down by Mason. They're inside the 10. Penasini might have been injured in the contact. He slumps back to the ground again. Now a big shift. Comes across to Arsi. Tuolangi Sivo was out wide, screaming for a kick in behind the line. Well, play it though. Penasini still in trouble with that left knee back on the far touchline. The ball comes towards him now as Offa Hengawi. They're taken down there by Samuela Fainu. Short ball, Cartwright picked off there. Good tackle by Latu Fainu, but Cartwright hands it off. Sean Russell switching back towards the middle.
Tackle three.
A whistle because there are players down everywhere.
Carnage on the far side of the field. Latu Fainu is down. Bryce Cartwright, but the big concern is Will Penasini. He's getting that left knee checked out after the break he had. Here it is here. Watch this offload here from Joe Offengawe. Around the corner, beautiful pass. Just watch the knee dig into the ground with a tackle of Mason.
Look at the body weight there of Mason. On the leg,
Tackle three.
Penasini just flexing that medial ligament on the inside of the knee ever so slightly. Oh, boy. We're talking first cousins of hip drops. That might have been a very close first cousin right there. So he's still off the field, getting some strapping on that knee, Penasini. It's 12 versus 13, but the other way for the moment. Here's Sivo looking for a hat-trick. Chopped down there by Charlie Staines. Last play for Parramatta. Kick from Assi. Doesn't get through into the in-goal area, but Seyfarth will be driven back there. Oh no! It's awful! Look away, you Tigers fans! Look away! A ball popped out the back into the arms of Clint Gutherson. And then David Clemmer, he lashed out. There's a bit to look at here.
This is the Tigers here. They get the ball, they get tackled physically back in the in-goal, and the ball pops out to Clint Gutherson, potentially for his 100th NRL try. It's been awarded. This will be looked at.
Sivo was searching for try number 3 to make it back-to-back weeks as far as hat-tricks are concerned, but instead, the ball comes back to the middle. Little stab there from Dejan Arsi, cleaned up by Seyfarth, who tried to pass it in the end to Heath Mason. Ball comes free, planted down by Clint Gutherson. He wasn't tackled, and it was play on and duly awarded by the referee.
There's a couple of shoves in the back as Seyfarth throws this ball away from the Parramatta Eels, and that's when David Clemmer takes offence to it. 2 in a row for Clint Gutherson.
Well, Big Clem taking exception to maybe the over-exuberant celebrations as he saw it anyway from the Parramatta Eels, but they're on track here to bring up 50 in this, well, would be an awful way, but perhaps the ultimate way for the Tigers to clinch a 3rd consecutive wooden spoon by giving up a half-century in very Tigers fashion. Gutherson has a double in the space of, well, 2 or 3 minutes of game time here. 100 tries now in 211 games. So back-to-back weeks for the Eels, where one of their players brings up the century. We almost forgot about that in author drama there in the in-goal area.
Spoke about the spoon bowl and the intensity and atmosphere at ground level in the build-up to this game. Parramatta Eels have absolutely smashed the West Tigers here this evening.
Just a dangerous contact. I just got the
It's going to be a long summer for Benji Marshall and the West Tigers after 3 wooden spoons in a row.
I saw Will Penasini going up the tunnel. They're short-staffed at the moment, the Parramatta Eels. Brown and Penasini both off the paddock. The Tigers get a result here off the short restart. It's 48. Yes, 48-16.
tackle 2.
Same margin the Eels led by against the Dragons in the 70th minute last week. I don't think we'll see it again tonight.
I hope we do.
That would be the ultimate spoon bowl if we saw 5 tries in 10 minutes. Now watch it again here. Placed on report was David Clemmer for that action there on Joey Lussick. Now Alex, or rather Tony Suka, fresh man on the field, head clash here in jersey 22. First carry of the ball, getting a chance, the 20-year-old, and head clash there with Brendan Hands. And now we're going to wait and see.
It's Dejan Arce, the one that could really nail the tackle. He had friendly fire from one of the Parramatta players on the other side of the tackle. Maybe a poke in the eye, it looks like.
Is he going to continue on? No, he's going to come from the field, so need to take stock here. Matt Russell, I hope you've got the notepad out and making plenty of incisement here, because boy, they might be down to 13, are they now, the Eels? Have they got anybody on the bench? Might be Offa Hikioglu, the only remaining player they've got to call on here.
So Luca Moretti goes on. We see Dejan Arce come off. That was after the Tigers lost Latu Fainu to a head injury assessment, category 2. Sione Fainu, his brother, was the man to go on. And while all that was happening, we saw Tony Suka, the debutant, get on the Tigers' 12th debutant this season, the most of any club in the league. 5 of them are local juniors, so a little bit of gold for the Tigers in 2024.
It's 12 players making their first grade debut this season for Benji Marshall, who will become the first, unless there's a miracle here, become the first coach since Paul Langmack in 2003 to win the spoon in his first full season as a coach. Sione Fainu playing it there for Papali'i. Through 12, then Galvin charging hard, almost within range. Tony Suka with his second touch could have scored. They'll get there anyway. From dummy half, Isaiah Papali'i scores the first of many for the Tigers if they are to give us a thriller.
You're winding this game up, Warren, and I like it, because if it is anything like what happened last week with Parramatta and Dragons, this is going to be a very entertaining last 12 and a bit minutes. Limited opportunities at this end of the field, the Tigers. Big Suka, nice ball line, carrying line there. Dismantled the Parramatta's defensive line. Isaiah Papali'i, who's filling in at number 9, barges over from close range, but that's a good line running there from the edge back rower.
Did well not to reach out and force a double movement. Papali'i, with Parramatta shot on their own line, plants it down. Well, if there is to be a comeback, then they need to kick them all, and from right in front just about, Heath Mason adds 2 more. We've got 12 minutes remaining. Benji Marshall, a wink and a nod, 48 points to 22. Isaiah Papali'i bound for the Penrith Panthers in 2025. Many players in this game moving on to different clubs on both sides of the equation. We've got 12 minutes remaining here. Rabbitohs and Roosters, that's next on Friday Night Footy on Fox League. Let's see if the Eels can avoid the calamity they went through at the back end of the game last week against the Dragons.
So you can imagine if the Tigers have any chance here, you've got to shift the ball left, because on that right side of Parramatta, it's Hands and Cartwright defending in the 3 and centre position. Like when Galvin loves going to left-hand side.
Well, they're playing an awful pass from dummy half. I don't know the comeback is on here this evening, as it was when Parramatta considered all those points, 28 of them. the space of 11 minutes at Combank Stadium.
That was Isaiah Papali'i. He can crash over from dummy half from close range, but struggled to throw a 20-metre pass on the chest of his front row partner.
Regan Campbell-Gillard. His last few touches of the ball as a Parramatta Eel. Only a couple of metres out. They'll come back there to Brendan Hand, who's been more than serviceable in the halves role since Dylan Brown left the field. Lussick at dummy half. He takes them on. Good tackle there made only just. Charlie Staines a long way in from the wing. Here's Campbell-Gillard. They're dropping off tackles. Uta Ikamanu pushing up there. Couldn't grab Big Reg. He celebrates with a try. Maybe he grabs one in his last game as a Parramatta Eel. They've brought up the half-century.
It'll be 54-22 in a minute when the kick is converted. This was the error from Isaiah Papali'i. Poor pass. I know he's not traditional number 9. It led to this opportunity here. Stefano Uta-Ikamanu with another poor defensive effort there on RCG. And the score keeps ticking over for the Parramatta Eels in this second half. And there is still 10 minutes to go.
Well, that's the worrying sign for the Tigers. There is still plenty of time for 50-something to become 60-something here if they don't muscle up a little bit. First port of call is not throw the ball away from dummy half at your own end, having just scored points. And they found every error in the book tonight, haven't they, the West Tigers? And Campbell-Gillard, strong effort there. Shane Flanagan is looking for a big body. Says the forwards he has all a similar shape in the middle of the field. Francis Molo, Jack DeBellin. He's looking for somebody with a bit more height, a bit more size about him. RCG certainly fits the bill, and there's been talks between both he and the Dragons. We'll wait and see whether he's an Eel or a Dragon in 2025, Matt Russell.
Yeah, who knows what the future is, but we do know he scored his second try for the season. He's an Eels Iron Man this year. Regan Campbell-Gillard playing all 24 games, along with Dylan Brown, Sean Lane and Joe Offahengawe, the man to be there every game this season for the Eels. And they need their men tonight because they have taken a big hit while they've been racking up these points. Will Penasini gone with a knee injury. Dylan Brown gone with a knee injury. Dejan Arce off HIA. So there's off Hickey Ogden, the only man on the bench, and they even defused the short kick-off loss.
They do through Sean Russell. Thank you for that update, Matt, as they'll play it here 15 from the halfway line. Well, they won't die wondering here. They'll think they'll just rack up the scoreline here and really blow it out if they can to finish on a high note.
It could get really ugly here because Parramatta dominating possession in this basically this whole second half, and the Tigers just keep turning over the ball. 15 errors in this game so far.
Now Gutherson out on his left-hand side, and Gillard takes it to ground. It's hands down the left edge. And they're 20 metres out on the last play. Lussick looking for an option. Very flat was Brendan Hands. Will kick it back out towards Mike Acevo. The Tigers hang back and let him take the catch. Well, they've been brought undone tonight several times by not attacking the ball. Gutherson here loses the handle, and that'll be the changeover.
Knock on last tackle. Play the ball just here, 10 in.
Well, the only positive from that set for the Tigers is that the Eels didn't score.
Front foot on the line here, guys. Front foot.
Because at the moment, look at their body language. I know their season's done. It's been a poor year.
Walk it, Alex.
As we get ready for the Roosters versus the Rabbitohs at Accor Stadium.
Some very attractive warm-up jerseys there for the Roosters. So many changes to the team that started the game last week against the Canberra Raiders as the Tigers head out to the left-hand side. Here's Mason almost away again. He's got some tackle-busting ability as Heath Mason, filling in at the fullback role for Jareem Buller, who's been out with that shoulder injury. And now it's the only Fayinu throwing a dummy half. Brings it back almost to the halfway line. Galvin has played on the Eels down that short side, especially early in the game where he supplied the first 2 tries for the Tigers. Here he is, taking it to the line, handing it off. Uta Ikamanu goes to Clemmer. Seyfarth keeps it coming. Papali'i. Tape on his outside. A kick in behind them. Gutherson under pressure. So is Sean Russell, who blows past Papali'i. Now there's all sorts of trouble. Start your stopwatches. It's Russell down the sideline. Oh, Safer comes again to slam him to the turf.
Good effort there from the right winger of Parramatta, covering the kick on the inside of the field, gets out of his own in goal and returns with serve.
Tuolungi will play it here. That was a big effort by Seyfarth, who showed some toe to pick him up. Back inside the 30. Nakatoa will feed it through his legs there to play it. And then going to ground already is only about 12 out. Lussick. Here's Nakatoa, and then through the hands of Offa Hengawi. Gutherson, Harbour Bridge ball over the top. Russell turns it back on the inside for Cartwright, who stabs a kick. Campbell-Gillard's there again, but so is Joey Lussick. He scored. It's 58-22, and a kick from beside the uprights to put on 60 in the Spoon Bowl.
Well, Joey Lussick scores this. Every Parramatta player get around Sean Russell for the effort he did in returning that ball from his own in goal. It was a scintillating run, and the ball came out here to the right-hand side. Cartwright ends up with it. And Joey Lussick gets there before Charlie Staines, and this scoreboard is about to tick over 60.
Big effort, just more desperate. At the end was Lussick compared to Staines, who was hoping and praying it was going to go dead. He put his hand up and said, I got there first. Charlie, the replay suggested otherwise. Lussick with another try for Parramatta, their 11th. 11 tries in this game to lead it by 58-22.
That's a minute, mate.
I'm not really sure how to describe the West Tigers' performance here. On ground, Benji Marshall was that pumped up pre-game that he wanted to pull on the boots and have a go. The crowd was up for this contest.
Where is Regan Campbell-Gillard? Well, here's a sign. If he led them out amongst much jocularity with Clint Gutherson as the two of them shared a joke as he led the team onto the field. You're taking a kick here at the end of the game. You know what that usually means.
Means goodbye.
He kicks it as well. He makes it 60 points to 22. Regan Campbell-Gillard. Some George Illawarra Dragons fans watching on. I dare say that would suggest he's yours for 2025 and beyond. Well, what a scoreline after it was a 10-point game when Latufe Inu scored. 26-16. Boy, it's been all the Eels from that point on. Helmut Tuolungi, top of the BB hard-earned index. 70 points, 166 running metres, plenty of post-contact metres as well. Mason goes deep. We're not too far away from taking you to Accor Stadium. The Rabbitohs and Roosters, they're up next. Mark Nwanga Ni Tawasi. What an occasion for him. Getting a chance to be a Rooster, yet another former Rugby Union international who pulls on the tricolours of the Sydney Roosters.
A big game for the Roosters because disappointing performance last week versus the Raiders. It's whether they want to play Penrith at Penrith or want to go down to Melbourne week one of the finals.
This is the first time that the Parramatta Eels have put on 60 points since 2007. Their highest ever score against the Tigers is 66. Well, they're on track for that. They'll get a chance here, you'd imagine, before we get to full time. They have avoided the spoon emphatically, haven't they? Currently sitting in 15th, in fact, on the ladder. They get about 17th. Lussick from dummy half, down the short side. Kick from Brendan Hands will bounce down to Charlie Staines, who's looking after things in the fullback role, with Heath Mason playing on the left edge for Latufe Inu. Now Junior Tupou will work it away here to almost the 40. Samura Bolle. Such a build-up to this game. I want to say the effort by the Tigers leaves a lot to be desired. And I know They're in the battle to avoid the wooden spoon, but at some point, they've got players coming next year in Jerome Luai and Zania Taruva, Royce Hunt, of course, Gerald Skelton as well. But at some point, we've got to draw a line in the sand and say, no more. We aren't the team that keeps losing by 50 and 60. And this is the third time this season they've had 50-plus points put on them.
The same issues in terms of discipline and sin bins for the Tigers, because at the 52nd minute mark, it was 26-16. Only 10-point difference. Coruscant got sent to the sin bin for the spear tackle. Clint Gutherson, and it was 4 straight tries to the Eels after that.
And they've scored a total of 7 from that point on. Cartwright, Sevo, his second. Gutherson grabbed a double to bring up his 100, make it 6 from that point on, in fact. Campbell Gillard scored. Joey Lussick has scored as well. From the moment that Coruscant went to the sin bin, the Eels have piled on 6 more tries for 11 in total for the game. Makatoa playing it there. Here is chance for Talangi, who puts it down. 19-year-old sensation. Imagine him going to the Panthers next year. I know they're losing some players again, Penrith, but joining Isaiah Papali'i, who is up against tonight in joining Penrith in 2025. He could be something to watch in next season, couldn't he? Blaze Talangi.
Interesting to see which position he plays at the foot of the mountains. Attacking threat all over the field, but needs to improve in his defensive game.
Mason playing it there as Galvin comes through Seyfarth. And there's Ioni Fainu in the middle of the field. And just to finish off the point about giving up big scores, the Tigers, this is the 3rd year in a row they've won the wooden spoon in all 3 of their final games of those wooden spoon seasons, as Fainu on this right-hand side keeps ducking and diving, looking for space, taking the ground. The Tigers have conceded 50 points in all 3 of those final games of their wooden spoon seasons. Here's Galvin. Electric pass once again. The pass looks forward there, and it was ruled as such from Samuela Fainu to Junior Tupou. The Eels, though, ruled offside on their own line on that far side of the field. So it'll be the Tigers who finish with the ball in their hands.
Yeah, with all the changes in the back line, Samuela Fainu finding himself in the centre position.
On the line
here,
get the
pass across to Tupou.
Fainu it is who taps it. Hold him up in goal. Will they push him back into the field of play? Yes, they will. So just over 30 seconds remaining. A game that promised a lot, but hasn't delivered as far as the contest is concerned, but it's certainly delivered for you Parramatta Eels fans. Mission accomplished as Fatape comes across here to Charlie Staines. He plants it down, and their final scoring play of the season will be a try for the Tigers.
It was clunky because the ball hit the ground from over the far left-hand side of the field. They end up scoring on the right-hand side. The ball hits the ground. David Clemmer keeps it alive. Again, the squareness of which Lachlan Galvin played created the space for Mason and the outside to set up Charlie Staines. This will be the last play in an ordinary season, in an ordinary performance for the West Tigers in season 2024.
Well, it's going to be a big off-season, quite obviously, isn't it? Mention those players, Jerome Luai, the marquee man, in the halves of the Tigers in 2025 and beyond, signed all the way through until 2029, in fact. So he'll be the linchpin. Heath Mason left on the ground here, and that string of passes hit by a Parramatta Eels defender. Boy, he's had a tough night, hasn't he?
From word go. He's had Mike Acevo all over him like a rash. Physically, they've gone after him.
So Latu Fainu here saying, well, can I take the conversion attempt because one of my teammates is stricken in front of me on a direct line between me and the uprights. I said mission accomplished, though, for the Eels. Congratulations in the in-goal area from Clint Gutherson and his teammates. They'll finish the season 7 wins, 17 losses. And with Jason Riles arriving to get things underway in early November. The kick comes off the upright at full time in the Spoon Bowl. It's Parramatta on top. They've taken down the Tigers in Campbelltown, 60 points to 26, and for the third straight year, yes, the Tigers have the spoon.